Hey, it's Storyworthy. Today on the show, comedian Fortune Feimster talks about her favorite pillow.
This pillow was the most comfortable thing I'd ever put my head on, and it took years for it to get to the place where it fit my head just right. And you know how lazy I had to be over the years to get that pillow to be that way? Very lazy. I didn't even wash my pillow because I don't want the feathers to get wet. I know they come from a bird and birds get wet, but no! What if they don't dry right? What if I can't get my pillow in that perfect shape that fits perfectly between my face, my shoulder, and my hand?
Today on the show, comedian Fortune Feimster talks about her favorite pillow. Stay close.
Hi, it's Fortune Feimster, and you're listening to Storyworthy.
Welcome to Storyworthy. My name is Christine Blackburn, and I'm coming to you from Los Angeles, California. Whether you're a longtime fan of the show or a new listener, welcome to Storyworthy. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed the show last week with comedian Michael Costa. Michael told a great story about being in his first professional tennis tournament. That's right. I think he was ranked 867th in the world, but still, he was ranked. So go back, you guys, listen to Michael Costa last week. But not today. Stick around now, because today I have on comedian Fortune Feimster. But before we get over to Fortune's story, I wanted to remind you guys that I've decided to do Still Storyworthy and bring back some of the finest stories from the past 12 years on the show, because right now I am spending more time on my other show called My Life in 3 Songs. If you haven't checked out My Life in 3 Songs yet, please do. It's exclusively on Spotify because we listen to music and Spotify has that licensing that we need. So again, My Life in 3 Songs. I talk to comedians about the 3 songs in their life that have impacted them. Not necessarily their favorite songs, but songs that paint a picture of their life and where they're from. Again, My Life in 3 Songs, exclusively over on Spotify. And of course, you can go to mylifein3songs.com and also follow the show on social media at My Life in 3 Songs. All right, you guys, she's here right now, Fortune Feimster. She is an incredible comedian, probably the busiest woman working today. A couple of her past projects have been acting in the movie Office Christmas Party with Jennifer Aniston and Yes Day with Jennifer Garner. She's acted with all the Jennifers, is what I'm saying. She also has a great stand-up special called Sweet and Salty on Netflix, and she's just a tremendous person as well as a wonderful comedian. Please welcome the fabulous Fortune Feimster.
I wanted to share this story with you because someone had asked me recently what my favorite thing was, and that's kind of what inspired this story. So I was going to share this with you based on what my favorite thing is. And as you already know, it is my pillow, but here we go. I hope I don't come off as too cool by saying this, but my favorite movie growing up was The Sound of Music. While all of my friends were watching Patrick Swayze make sure baby wasn't put in the corner in Dirty Dancing, I was at home wondering, how do you solve a problem like Maria? I knew every scene and song by heart. I even visited Austria when I was in college and went on the Sound of Music tour, where I rode in a minivan with a bunch of 70-year-olds who invited me to eat strudel with them because I was on the tour by myself. My friends had refused to go with me because who wants to go on a tour with a bunch of 70-year-olds around Austria? But I did, and I'm sure they regretted that decision after I came home with my very own Edelweiss seeds from the tour. That's right. If I had to pick my number one song from The Sound of Music, and this is basically like Sophie's Choice here, I would say it's my favorite things, and not just because Julie Andrews sang it whilst wearing a nightgown, though that was pretty hot. In the song, she lists a bunch of things that make her happy and that she thinks about when she's down or scared. And once when I was watching the movie with my mom, back when I was growing up, we paused after that particular song, and my mom asked me what were some of my favorite things. And I had never thought about this before. So I told her to go first while I pondered, which was a terrible mistake because here's the thing about my mom. She was a hoarder. Yes, just like one of those crazy people on TLC. So basically everything was her favorite thing. Luckily, she wasn't the kind of hoarder who had like dead cats under her bed or anything like that. She just had stacks of newspapers, like random knickknacks, clothes that were like 4 sizes too small, and presents for birthdays and holidays that were 8 months away. And it was piled on top of each other, creating a mound of junk that made it impossible to go through like 65% of our house. But because of my mom's hoarding, I was the complete opposite. I was basically like anti-stuff. I didn't want anything around. And I made sure I didn't want anything in my room, and I made sure my mom and her hoarder ways stayed very far away from my room by putting a do not enter sign on my door. Because once you put a sign like that on your door, you can, in fact, not enter. That's the rules, guys. The only stuff that I would allow anywhere near me was food, and well, I made sure that eventually went away. After thinking long and hard, I realized that the only thing I held of great importance was my pillow. It was my one and only favorite thing. My mom had given it to me when I was in junior high. She pretty much excavated it one day under a giant pile of cat blankets in our guest room. It was the one time her hoarding came in handy. So I got my pillow. And the thing that I loved about this pillow is that it wasn't just any pillow. It was a down pillow. That's right. It was filled with feathers, you guys. You can't find feather pillows much anymore because legend has it that PETA will sneak out from under your bed and murder you if you own one of these. But this pillow was the most comfortable thing I'd ever put my head on, and it took years for it to get to the place where it fit my head just right. And you know how lazy I had to be over the years to get that pillow to be that way? Very lazy. I didn't even wash my pillow because I don't want the feathers to get wet. I know they come from a bird and birds get wet, but no! What if they don't dry right? What if I can't get my pillow in that perfect shape that fits perfectly between my face, my shoulder, and my hand? I'm not risking it, people. My pillow is filthy, and it's fine. I mean, I changed the pillowcase. I'm not homeless, but that's it. Washing it is just too risky. But all in all, I have spent many a day with this pillow. When I was younger, I cuddled with it all the time because Lord knows I did not have a boyfriend. I took it with me everywhere I went. I mean, I wasn't one of those like high school people who carried around a stuffed animal. That's just dumb. I'm looking at you, Christine. Instead, it was my pillow that went with me on family trips, to sleepovers, and eventually to college. It's even international. When I moved to Spain, it came with me. Yep, I was that weird person at the airport who had their pillow with them and put it through the TSA scanner. So what if it counts as one of my carry-ons? Obviously, I don't carry a purse. But I'll never forget the day when my pillow and I were almost separated. I was in a new relationship with a girl. Yes, I am just as shocked about that reveal as you. But she's been spending more and more time at my house, and when we went to bed, she always managed to wiggle my pillow out from my head and put it under hers. And I let her get away with this for a while because we were in that cute phase where you're like too enamored with the person to realize when they're being a horrible beast. That's the phase that we were in. But then one day it happened. We were laying on my bed when she casually asked, "Can I have your pillow?" I just stood there frozen with this awkward silence and like this little facial tick. And I thought of every single night I had spent with my pillow. And then I started thinking of what I would part with instead as sort of like a negotiation tactic. She could have that comfy t-shirt of mine she liked to wear. There was a pint of Ben & Jerry's ice cream in the freezer I would have been willing to part with. I mean, she could even have my car, but not my pillow. I didn't know what to do, and so I wanted to set my house on fire and run, but she was holding my pillow, and then all of us would lose in the end. All of a sudden, she and I were in a fight because it had been minutes since she had asked to have my pillow, and I had not answered her yet. She couldn't believe that I wouldn't just give it to her. She even pulled the "what's mine is yours, what's yours is mine" card. What? We're not married. That rule doesn't work. You cannot use that when you're not married. So I had no choice. I had to tell her the truth. So I held my girlfriend's hand and looked her in the eye and told her that it was my grandmother's pillow that she bequeathed to me in her will, and it was her dying wish for me to lay my head on that pillow every night after she was gone. All right, so it was a lie, but who's going to question someone's dead grandma? Well, she did. Apparently, I'm a terrible liar because she said my left eyebrow rises when I'm not telling the truth. I'm like, what are you in the CIA? How do you know this? And that now, like, we're in a fight on top of a fight because not only am I not giving her my pillow, but now I'm also a liar. What was I supposed to do? She put me on the spot and I panicked. She kept going on and on about, like, I can't believe you lied to me. And I'm like, really? I can't believe you don't have proper pillow protocol. You don't go into another woman's house and just ask for a pillow all willy-nilly. So we broke up. Some might say a pillow is not worth a relationship, but it was something I was not willing to part with. It was my security blanket. You know, when the dog bites or the bees sting, it is my pillow that is my favorite thing. Sure, a pillow can't make the pain go away if a dog were to bite me. If that actually happened, I think my favorite thing would be a doctor or at least a Band-Aid. But for now, it's my pillow.
All right, you guys, thanks so much again for tuning in to Storyworthy today. You can find Storyworthy, of course, at storyworthypodcast.com and on all social media at Storyworthy. And don't forget to check out my Life in 3 Songs. I'm really passionate about this new project, and that's why I'm spending a little more time on it. Head over to mylifein3songs.com and you will find the show. All right, you guys, thank you again so much for tuning in today. I really appreciate it. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. My name is Christine Blackburn, saying, make it a story-worthy week.
Follow me, follow me.
Thanks for joining us on the Storyworthy podcast. We'll be back next week with all new stories. Subscribe to Storyworthy on iTunes and visit the Storyworthy website at storyworthypodcast.com.